Now we are discussing the structure of Windows registry. Whenever we listen to the word register, it will tell us it is storing some information. We have had many types of registers. When we learned digital electronics itself, we learned registers. Internal registers we have learned, external registers we have learned, and attendance register contains the attendance information. Similarly, this registry is storing some type of information. That information is called as value. But what values these registry is storing? That we will discuss now. So this registry is a hierarchical database. Database means nothing but it is a group of values. Data we are storing there. Why we are calling as a hierarchical? Hierarchical means grandfather, next parents, next children. This is the hierarchy. Similarly, here we are saying the hierarchy is hive. We will discuss later what is hive. So in this entire registry, the main folder is called as hive. The main folder is hive. We have 6 such type of the hives. But in nowadays computer, we are only having 5 hives. We are not using the last 6th hive. In each hive is nothing but a main folder. In each hive, we have a subfolder. That subfolder is called as a key. How many subfolders we will have, sir? We will have many number of subfolders. In each subfolder, we may have another subfolder. That is called as subkey. In this key or in this subkey, we have the value. This value can be stored in the 5 types. How we are storing that value? That value can be stored either in the binary format, then we are calling this as a res binary, because it is registry. The values will be stored in the form of the binary format there, and that will be represented in the hexadecimal format, or res d word. Here, this is a 4-byte number. This will be having Boolean data type. Boolean data type means it might be true or false. If it is 0, or if it is 0, that is because we are using it for the driver's information display. If it is 0, that driver is disabled. If it is 1, that driver is enabled. And res expand sz. This is expandable data string. Whenever we are replacing some apps information with while we are installing, when we are replacing with every time when we are using, that information will be automatically replaced. This time we use it, next time again we are using. This is dynamically, this can be changed. But in res multi sz we have multi-string, multiple. Each string can be separated by a null character. And res sz, mostly the values will be in the res sz format, because this value is human readable format. We can understand actually all these values. Why these are not human readable format? These are also zeros and ones only, but human interpretability, by reading these we can understand. Similarly, nowadays whenever we are seeing the information, that will be in the form of the res sz. Now the point is, what are these values? For what purpose we are storing these values? We are storing the low level settings of the operating system. What are the settings? Operating system, if it is turning on, how the keyboard should be communicated with the operating system, how much delay should be there, while scrolling the mouse, how much delay should be there, how the control panel setting should be there, how the theme settings should be there, the desktop settings, how the theme should be, what is the background color you should have, and what are the driver settings, and if you want to open the PDF file, how you want to open by using the Adobe PDF. All these types of the low level settings can be stored in this Windows registry. So operating system related information and applications information, these low level settings can be stored in the Windows registry. While we are storing the Windows registry, actually we are storing the values. These values, there is no particular As just now we have discussed regSZ. In this regSZ, we can either use character, we can use int, or we can use any special character also. There is no restriction for any, even we can use backslash, but in the keys, that folder name, we should not use the backslash. And the keys folder can contain either small letters or capital letters. We are having 6 such keys. First one is H key classes root. In this H key classes root, this is a hive. In this hive, we have many subfolders which are keys. In that, one key might be .cmd, .doc, .docx, .jpg. These are the keys. So whenever you want to open the JPG file, an image file in the computer, that image file should be opened with some program. That program value is stored in this key. Similarly, whenever you want to open the MS Word file, that should be opened with the program .docx, that MS Word program. That program value will be stored in this key, .docx key. The key, the folder heading, the folder name is .docx. In that folder, we have the value. That value will tell this, by using this program, we can open the .docx file. Whatever the files formats we have written here, whenever we want to open this type of extension files related to that program value should be there in that particular key. Then only these programs will be able to open that particular type of extensions files. Generally, we will use this hive to store the information related to Windows user interface and drag and drop. Whenever we are drag and dropping some folder also, that particular related to that operation also, that information will be stored in the particular key. And we have H key users. Different types of users we may have in the computer. How many users? We may have 3 users, 4 users, or 5 users. Sometimes we may have children account or guest account. All these users may have custom settings. One user may like some background, dark background. One user may like some white background. So the settings related to the theme colors, and sometimes they might be changing the control panel settings. Sometimes they want to give restrictions to some particular folder. Yesterday we have discussed that is possible with the NTFS file system. It is possible to give the restrictions to the particular folder. So all these settings, whenever we are doing, that particular information that related to that will be stored in the keys of H key users, all users. So this, whenever we are, all the settings we are storing here, this is applicable for the each user. If there are 5 users means we have 5 folders in this, 5 keys. In that 5 keys again we may have sub keys. Control panel one sub key, and accessibility one sub key, keyboard one sub key. In that accessibility one more sub key might be keyboard and mouse, like that many sub keys will be there. And now we are discussing about H key current user. This is related to only the existing user who is working on the computer. That's why when we are saying this existing user, the current user, the key values, whenever the user is changing, these values will be changed dynamically. There is no problem with these 2 hives. But in this hive, the key values will be changing dynamically. Once the user is getting changed, the values will be changed. That's why we have written dynamic changes, either in the desktop settings or in the start menu. One user may expect in the start menu some icons. Like in mobile, we may expect one icon should be there in the starting page we see, and next page we may expect some other icons. But other person preferences may vary. That's why these desktop settings and start menu settings, because these are in our hands. Whenever we are thinking, we are simply dragging and keeping, we are thinking this is making us to this dragging is happening only because of this mouse, but that is not actually happening because of the mouse. Background, many work is there. In that many functions, one function is this key value we are storing in the particular registry, and we are telling whenever you open next time this user, in the first page I have, in the start menu I have to see MS Word only, because I want to use it every day. So keep it in the first page in the starting line. For that user, MS Word is important. Some other user may use some other thing, some other user may keep, I want MS PPT in my start menu. You keep this one first. For that user, that may be the priority. So this will change dynamically according to the user. Okay, next. HKey local machine. Driver related. Whenever you are installing, whenever you are connecting a printer, it will ask to install a particular driver. So once you install that driver, all users can use that printer. So here, the driver related settings values can be stored in these keys. Whenever we are storing the values of these drivers, then the values will be generally in the form of the D word we have discussed here. Next, HKey current configuration. In the HKey current configuration, dynamic settings, current hardware settings. Example, we have connected some hardwares now. Mouse we have connected, keyboard we have connected. All these current related settings will be there in this, and all users can use again this one. And HKey dynamic data. Dynamic data means this will be there only for some amount of time. Pen drive we connected. This will be there only for the 10 to 15 minutes, and then that data will be stored in a particular registry key. Here in this Hive HKey dynamic data. But generally real-time performance also that will be monitored by using this HKey dynamic data. Whenever sometimes any malfunctioning happens, there is an error, we can go to that particular registry. If there is an error in opening the MS Word file, obviously we can go to the HKey classes root, and in that we can go to the docx, we can check what is the error it is showing. These errors can be monitored by us, so it is very useful to understand the Windows registry, to understand the performance of the system and where actually error is coming. Sometimes you may need to clean the window registry, because each time we may install the application. After installing, sometime we want to uninstall it. While uninstalling, the values will not erase. These values can be erased by us manually. Manually we can delete, but once we delete, it is difficult because these values are given by the computer itself. It might not be easy to us to restore these values. So before deleting, we have to understand whether it is useful to us or not. That's why generally we go for the softwares. In market, many softwares are there like CCleaner. They will check whether this particular registry is being used by any software now. At that time, even if you want to delete it, it will show a pop-up message saying that this particular app you are running, already you are using this one. So if you delete this registry, this program will be corrupted. Like that, it will show the message. So it is advised, whenever you want to delete some files in the registry, you have to take some help of the softwares to delete it. And manually, when you are deleting, sometimes the values might get affected. So this is about the Windows registry.